Hi everyone, here's the book I once again, and today I am reviewing You Don't Love Me Yet by Jonathan Lethem, or as I like to call it, You're Wrong Jonathan, I Love You Since Motherless Brooklyn. The cover of my edition of the book makes it look like a young adult novel, but this one has 50-60% more oral sex than the average young adult novel, actually. You Don't Love Me Yet, as you can see, is a very compact, very short novel, which still feels very much of a novel, still presents an evolution, still presents lots of characters interacting, lots of characterization, a very good narrative dynamic about a rock band who tries to, be a successful rock band and writes its first hit single. And I won't tell you anything more, but it's a nice book. It's a very fascinating book as far as its setting is concerned. It's set in Los Angeles. Lethem leaves his his muse, New York City, and goes to Los Angeles and presents you this world of underground bands, of the art world, of conceptual art, contemporary art, and offers you this view on this odd world in which you don't really get what kind of jobs people have and where do their salaries come from, but it's still fascinating to visit. You Don't Love Me Yet, just like the band at its core, is a weird book, because being a book about a band, you might expect that this is about music, and in many ways it is about music. It is a lot about music. I'll talk about it more in a second. But on the other hand, it's also about the interaction between the characters, about all the bullshit that surrounds the band, the interaction between the players, about their love affairs, more or less like seedy and bleak. It's about all the other thing that, in a way, even in the book, become as important as the music itself. In that way is a nice meta-reflection on what makes a rock band, or what makes a music artist interesting and relevant, whether it's just its artistic merits and value or whether it's the whole package. And at the end of the day, I don't know if it was Lethem's intention to convey this idea, but it seemed to me that the idea is that the bullshit is actually quite more important than the music. That's what I got from the book. As for the music itself, this book talks about music beautifully. It's not as filled with pop culture references as you might expect from a writer like Lethem, who fills his other novels like Fortress of Solitude, Motherless Brooklyn, with lots of pop culture references to music artists and music acts. He has written, I think, a book about Fear of Music by Talking Heads, an analysis of the album, but for a writer like that, I think there are maybe 4 or 5 references to actual living artists in this whole novel. That's unexpected, but it's good, because it doesn't, since this is a short novel, it doesn't drown in references. It does its own thing. And when I say that it talks beautifully about the music, I say that with sheer words, with the sheer power of Lethem's use of language, which is masterfully, really is one of the best writers we have nowadays. You have nowadays, America, but let's say we have. It conveys the whole dynamics of the songs this band write, the whole the tone of the songs, the rhythm, how they are. You really get to know this band through sheer words, and that is something terribly difficult. It is terribly difficult to read about music because, of course, you have to convey something like an audio experience through words, and that's difficult. It's not as common to read such wonderful scenes and such good scenes involving music and involving fictional bands. And to me, all the more kudos to Lethem that it does that without saying like, this song sounds like Talking Heads, this song sounds like the Rolling Stones. It didn't have to use references to existing band. Another thing that is difficult to find well represented and well written is sex, and there are also awards for the worst sex scenes in books, because it is very difficult to write about sex in novels without sliding toward pornography, without seeming too chaste, without, being awkward in general. And Lethem does that beautifully. There's lots of sex in here, there's wild sex, there's nasty sex, there's sad sex, and all of it is wonderfully described and wonderfully represented. It's an awesome book about music and sex. What more do you want? No, really, it's amazing in this. It's absurdly well written, and it's also laugh out loud fun. It's an utterly fun experience. As you might imagine, I like the book a lot. You probably already conveyed that idea. The one point about this book is that being so short, yes, it is a novel, it has that kind of scope, but it inevitably achieves only little in the time it has to present this story. It's a great, small, short novel. I'm not even saying that it would have been a better book had it been longer. I'm saying that for what it wants to do, it does it beautifully. Maybe it's not the most ambitious book out there. Maybe someone like Jonathan Lethem could have written a more ambitious book, because when you are that good, why write something so short? Why limit yourself to this? Also, I have to say that I had a few doubts about the main character throughout this book, because it was kind of hard for me to understand her completely. Is she a everyday girl, a nice girl? Is she an hassle? Why does she behave like as she does with other people? It was difficult to get into her head, and I'm not 100% sure that the point was that, you know, her head is difficult to get in. It seemed to me like she was simply less well characterized than other of Lethem's main characters, and it's not like he can't provide you with good main characters. Like Motherless Brooklyn probably has one of the best main characters I've met in all of fiction. So yeah, amazing book for what it is. It's a great book. I would probably suggest it to Lethem's fans or to fans of music and sex. If you want to have fun, do read this book. It's a perfect read if you're on the beach and you have to wait after you're eaten before going back into the water. I don't know if this review makes the book look very good or very bad, but I liked it a lot. That's the bottom line. Amazing book, not so ambitious. What did you think of You Don't Love Me Yet by Jonathan Lethem? What did you think of it? Did you feel this kind of limit, or didn't you care? Let me know in the comments below. I will see you in the next one. Thanks again, guys. Bye, guys.